Let's talk about light, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower. Welcome to the Gospel Truth channel. And I'm here to talk to you about light. I hope that you have seen the other broadcasts that I've had today. We had a great broadcast with Trish Gelder, numerologist extraordinaire, the queen of numerology, as someone called her today on the show. And it was a great show. I really enjoyed it. Trisha gave many readings to a lot of people. Hello, Monica. Hello, Vestel. Everyone's doing fine. Meow that you're here. And I really appreciated her being here. We're going to do that on a weekly basis. And it was just a home run, in my opinion. It really was a strong show. And she'll be here, Trisha Gelder, Trisha G444 at Facebook. If you want to find out how to get readings from her, very, very profound, very, very on the ball. And everyone that she gave readings to said she was right on. So very powerful, very profound, very awesome. And I enjoyed it a whole lot. Kay Cape says yes. She concurs it was good stuff. Now, we also had a show this morning with Wayne Steiger, our Not Your Normal Sunday morning show. And it was a great show, but some of you were a little uncomfy because there was some spirited debate. There was some spirited disagreement. And some of you felt like it made you a little uncomfy. And I don't understand that really, because I found it to be very, very profitable and very, very helpful. And it's iron sharpening iron. It's challenge when your perceptions and your beliefs are challenged. Kay Cape says I watched it, but it was just a debate. I think you missed the whole point, Kay. And the real point, guys, is if you don't want to watch, you can just watch another channel. But I'm not trying to be smart, but it wasn't just a debate. It was, and I'll show you why it wasn't just a debate. Because when you have debates, and I know Kay's not trying to be cross. Kay's not cross. Kay, are you cross? No, she's not cross. It was a free exchange of ideas. It was a free and spirited exchange of ideas, to be sure. And the reason why you do that is because I don't know if any of you have ever written a book or if you've ever written anything of any length, but if you read it, you write it and you try to edit it yourself and you read it, no matter how many times you read it yourself, you're probably going to miss something because you can't see from your own self. I know you're not, Kay. I'm just joking with you. You can't see your own self. You can't see beyond the nose in your own face sometimes. So when you have other people debating with you and fact checking you, it works. And we did have probably a good 5 to 7 minutes of debate, and it was spirited. I like doing that. I don't think Wayne likes doing it as much as I do, but it was fun. But what happens is you get things like what I'm talking about tonight came out of it, and it would not have come out of it had we not had that spirited debate and had Wayne not called my attention to some things. And it's very, very profound. And I'm too cheap to buy a clipboard, so I got a piece of cardboard. And I was in the Office Depot picking up mailing envelopes for what was I getting mailing envelopes for? For the candles and the pendulums. And they had a nice clipboard. I'm like, $13? I'm a little cheap, and I'm trying to get over that. But anyway, I will go back and buy that clipboard because this is kind of silly. Because I like to do like this. So we're going to look at light, and it's going to be like very, very, very profound stuff. And I think you're going to be very glad that Wayne and I had that little talk this morning, because I think it's going to be very, very powerful to you. And it's going to be awesome. So we're going to look at light. And we're going to start looking at light. It's going to be light from Genesis to Revelation. And we're going to start looking at light. And this is so profound. I mean, this is life-changing stuff. I've had a lot of that lately, but this really is life-changing stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to start looking at light. We're going to look at light in the book of Genesis. And for those of you that are new, I salute you for being here and seeking after truth. For those of you that are always here, I appreciate you more every day. And I do ask you to meditatively consider whether you should support financially. You can do it through the super chat right beneath the place where you put in your comments, that little $sign, or you can go to my website, jeffreydarty.com, and you can put in through PayPal. And let me just show you real quickly what we've got going on in December, because we want to get this word out. And here is the Jeffrey Darty website, the Christian Whistleblower, Jeffrey Darty. Here's the announcement. You just click on the picture. And here you go. The What to Do When You're Dead Gathering and Seminar, December 10th, 2017, Clearwater, Florida, 1280 Lakeview Road in the clubhouse. Luncheon, afternoon session as well. Understanding Death, How to Navigate the Afterlife Plane, Vedic Astrology Seminar, many readings, guided group meditation. Yours truly, the Christian Whistleblower, Heidi Vandenberg, Young Oracle, Vedic Life Coach, Dan from Overwatch Channel, also scheduled to attend, $25 per person. That's a low price, but I think we'll be able to pull it off, even though it's a low price. So there you go. That's going to be fun. That's coming up December the 10th. And we hope that many of you are able to make it. D. Gunyon, salute to you. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, that's what it is, Monica. I'm not cheap, but I'm just kind of frugal because I want to save it to do other good stuff with. Exactly right. So I somehow managed to get myself out of there. So now I need to go back over to here so I can see all of your wonderful comments. I don't think I'm still making you watch this. All right, so let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you're looking forward to it. Live stream. Where are you, live stream? There you are. Bam. Okay, is Dan? Yes, Dan is still coming. Why would he not be coming? Yeah, he's coming. All right, so let's look at I think I just need to go to my other window, because I had all my tabs up and everything. I don't know what happened. There they are. They're hiding behind. I see how it goes. Still learning how to use this whole thing. And I hope I didn't just cut you all off. I don't think I did. Nope, I did not. I like Dan too. All right, so here we go. We're going to talk about light, and we're going to go to Genesis 1 to talk about that light. And so I'm going to go to Bible Hub and get us on Genesis 1. Genesis 1:1. Okay, so let's look at light, ladies and gentlemen, and this is going to be very profound. Let's look at light. This is the very beginning of Genesis. And God said, and the Elohim said, let there be light, and there was light. Deborah Tucker, thank you very much. Let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, said it was good. And God divided light from darkness. God called the light day, called the darkness night, the evening and the morning were the first day. So let's break this down. What is light? First mention of light is here in Genesis 1:3. Let's take a look at it in the interlinear and see exactly what we're talking about. You know I'm all about the text. What does the text say? Because the text is objective. The text is not subjective. It doesn't care what you think. It doesn't care what I think. It doesn't care what anyone thinks. The text is completely objective. It is what it is. And I think that when we get to talking about any type of a doctrine or a belief, we have to get to it is what it is. We have to get to it is what it is. We have to have an objective base. So what is light according to the text? Light is, according to the text, this word ore. What does it mean? It means to shine. Okay? It means to shine. It means to dawn. It means to enlighten. It means enlightened. It means enlightening. It means to give light. It means to illuminate. So look at this. You have to look at this and you have to understand what is going on here. You see these numbers? That means how many times it's used. So the most times that this word is used is give light, 5, enlighten 6, enlightening 7, illumine 8, illumines 9, to shed light 10. So the preponderance of the uses of this word mean to give light, as in enlightenment. So when we're reading this verse, Wayne was right. It's not talking about the sun. It says, let there be light. And really it should be, if we read it and translated it directly from the Hebrew, it would say, let there be enlightenment. Now that changes things a bit, doesn't it? Let there be enlightenment. God said, let there be enlightenment. Ore 2:16, let there be enlightenment. And there was enlightenment. God said, let there be enlightenment. And there was enlightenment. Well, Jeff, I need to know, does it mean the sun? Because the sun is a different Hebrew word. And I'm pretty confident that the person that wrote the book of Genesis knew Hebrew. And if you look at, this is Psalm 113, from the rising of the sun to the going down of the same. The word sun is this one, not ore. The word sun is shemesh. The word sun is shemesh 109 times. So in the Old Testament, when they're talking about the sun in the sky, they say shemesh. Shemesh. And I'm quite sure that you can see that that is not shemesh. That's ore or or. It's not shemesh. So is it talking about the sun in the sky? If it was talking about the sun in the sky, why didn't the writer use shemesh instead of or? Why didn't the writer use shemesh instead of or? Because the writer wasn't talking about the sun. But we've been taught forever that in Genesis 1:3, God created the light. God created the sun. The Elohim created the sun. But they're not talking about the sun at all. They are not talking about the sun. Darkness was still upon the face of the deep when enlightenment was created. Now that brings up some very, very interesting implications and some very, very interesting thoughts, because does enlightenment come out of darkness? I mean, look at it. In the beginning, the Elohim created the heavens and the earth became, we know that word was means became. I've proven it without any doubt to you. It became without form and void. Darkness upon the face of the deep at the presence of the Lord in his fierce anger as he destroyed the fruitful place, the cities, the men, the animals. And the spirit of the Elohim was still hovering upon the face of the waters. It was wrecked. Everything they had just done was wrecked. But then God said, hey, the Elohim said, hey, let there be enlightenment. And there was enlightenment. I submit to you today, and I think Wayne would agree with this. I should get him back on to talk about this. Before there was sun, there was enlightenment. That's what the text says. Before the sun shone in our sky, enlightenment shone upon our faces. God said, let there be enlightenment, and there was enlightenment. And God saw the enlightenment. The Elohim saw the enlightenment and saw that it was good. What does good mean? They saw the enlightenment. They saw the enlightenment, and they said the enlightenment was beautiful. They said that the enlightenment was pleasant. It was agreeable. Enlightenment was good, and it was sweet, and even tasted good. To get a little taste, see what it tastes like. Nacho Libre. It was pleasant. It was good. It was pleasing in the eyes, pleasing to the taste, pleasing in the word, pleasing in your journey. Behold how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity, even if they don't always agree with each other. That's our problem. We think if we don't agree, we can't have unity, and that's just stupid and sad. But there was enlightenment, and enlightenment was pleasing. Enlightenment was pleasing. So when we're talking about light in Genesis 1, we're talking about enlightenment. But what is the darkness? Verse number 4. What is the darkness? And some of you are already saying, well, if the light doesn't mean like the sun, then the darkness can't mean like dark. Well, what does it mean? Darkness means obscurity. And watch this. Darkness means keeping things in secret. Darkness means to be in dread and in terror of judgment. Enlightenment is good and pleasing. You could say it was peaceful. Like the Christ said, peace I give to you. Peace that passes all understanding. So the gods said, let there be enlightenment. There was enlightenment, peace, joy, peace that passes understanding. Let there be light. Let there be enlightenment. And there was enlightenment. But there was also this thing called darkness. Because remember, Yahweh, he was already a fallen being. He wasn't an Elohim anymore. So when the Elohim said, let there be light and enlightenment, Yahweh was already busy forming his dread and terror because of judgment. The heaven or hell, turn or burn religion was already present. So there was at the very beginning, before the sun and the moon were hung in the sky, there was the battle between enlightenment and judgment. You could say it was a battle between enlightenment and indoctrination. They're not talking about the sun and the moon in these verses, because the words for sun and moon are not used. I've shown you that. So this was enlightenment. This was enlightenment. And let me show you something that is very, very stunning, at least to me. Let's open up another Bible Hub. And let's go to John, the book of John. You know I love me some John. Let's go to John 1:1 and the King James Version, bless God. I don't particularly like the King James, but everybody's familiar with the King James. Now watch this. Remember we're talking about light? There's a true light which lights every man that comes into the world. What is that light? Verse number 9. Let's go to the interlinear again. 1:9. Watch this. It enlightens. What does light back over here do? That's darkness. What does the lightman over here do? What does it do? It enlightens. It enlightens. Where was I? Doggone it. Let's go back to Genesis 1:1. Genesis 1, where was I? Genesis 1:3. What is the light again in Genesis 1:3? And light, what was it there for? To dawn, to daylight, morning light. Where was our enlightenment? Light of instruction, light of prosperity. Where was our enlightenment? Where was our enlightenment? Feminine, sunlight, morning light. Well, I can't find it again right now. You roll back and you'll see it was enlightenment. So the point I'm trying to bring to you is the God, the Elohim that brings enlightenment when he came to earth was the same Elohim that was there in Genesis 1:1, bringing the same enlightenment. It was enlightenment, not the sun, in Genesis chapter 1, verse number 3. And it was good. It was agreeable. The darkness is a terror of judgment. It's not the sun. It's enlightenment. It's not the dark, but it's a fear of judgment, which is really the essence of religion. Fascinating, isn't it? Fascinating, isn't it? Now let's go back to Genesis chapter 1. And let's go to the second topic, the second time it talks about light, which is down here in 14. And in Genesis 14, God said, let there be lights in the firmament. God made two great lights, one greater light to rule the day, one lesser night to rule the light, to divide between light and darkness. And again, the Elohim saw that it was good. So we already know that the ones in Genesis 1:3 were not the sun and the moon, because those different words for sun and moon that aren't used by the writer. So what does the writer use in Genesis 1:14? Well, let's take a look. Genesis 1:14. And God said, let there be lights. You see, it's not or anymore, but it's a derivation of or. It's ma-or, a luminary. It's still not the word for sun. Remember, sun was shemesh. It's still not the word for star. Star is starion. It's still not the word for moon. I think this is moon right here. No, that's not moon. Is this moon? I thought I pulled up moon. That's sun, shemesh. I don't think that Shasak. No, that's darkness. But anyway, they're not talking about the moon, so we're not going to really worry about that. But it's a luminary. We're not talking about the moon right now. It's a luminary. It's still not the sun, and it's still not a star. It's a luminary. But yet, from the implications of the verse, if we read it, we have to understand, obviously, that God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. Let them be for signs and seasons, days and years. We know that means stars. We know that means constellations, but there's a word for star. There's a word for constellation. Let me show you. Star in Bible. Star in Old Testament. I believe the word is starion, if I remember correctly. Hebrew word for star. See, sometimes you got to do this a little bit. Hebrew word for star. Hebrew word for star. Here it is, right here. Kokab. Okay, I was wrong. It wasn't starion. That's Greek. Duh, that's Greek. But kokab is the word for star. And we see right here, he did not create kokabs. In verse 14, he's talking about stars, but he didn't use the word star. Why not? He used the word lights, Mayor, luminaries. And what do luminaries do? They're light bearers. They give the light. They bring light upon. So even though we know he's talking about stars, he didn't use the word for stars. Why? Let's move on. So he said, let there be lights, stars. Then he said, let there be a greater light and a lesser light. And 16, and he made two great lights. And what were they? They were mayors again. We know that doesn't mean sun or moon. It means enlighteners. He made two great enlighteners. Two great light bearers. He made two great enlighteners. One is to rule the day, govern the day. One is to govern the night. Oh, look at this. Stars. There it is. Kokab. So now it gets even more interesting. Now it gets even more interesting. Holy smokes. So he made some lights in the firmament of the heaven that we think of stars, but they're not stars. They're luminaries to give us illumination. And then he made greater luminaries, one to rule the day, one to rule the night, and then he made stars. But even though we know that this two greater lights are the sun and the moon, why didn't they use those words for sun and moon? Why? Now, I know some of you have probably got your head spinning right now, your head swimming. There are words for star, there are words for moon, there are words for sun, but they're not used in these verses. Why? Instead, words of illumination are used. Instead, enlightenment is used. We know that it's the sun he's talking about. We know it's the moon he's talking about, they are talking about. We know it's the stars they're talking about. But they don't use the word for sun and moon and stars. They use the word for enlightenment. Why? Could it be that we're supposed to get enlightenment from the sun, the moon, the stars, the constellations, the planets? That they're put there, yes, they're sun, yes, they're a star, yes, they're a moon, yes, they're planets, yes, they're constellations, but they're not just planets and moons and stars and constellations. We're supposed to see something profound here. Even though it really is a planet, a star, a sun, a moon, they're actually luminaries. And the question is, are they living sentient beings, living sentient entities? There's no doubt that they're there to teach us, to show us. This is what Heidi Vandenberg does. Looks at the planets, looks at the stars, looks at the constellations, and gives you insight into your life. This is basically what the tarot does. Looks at the sun, the moon, the stars, the constellations, and gives you insight into your life. This is what Trisha Gelder does with the tarot and with the numerology that corresponds with planets and with constellations. So from the very beginning, enlightenment, teaching, understanding has been linked with the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets. So much so that even though we know they're talking about suns and moons and stars and planets, they don't use the words for suns and suns and moons and stars and planets, because they want us to know that suns and moons and stars and planets are supposed to teach us something. Bam! The sun, the moon, the stars, the planets are in the teaching business, and cousin business is a booming. Why haven't we seen that before? Why haven't you seen that before? And if Wayne and I hadn't gotten a little discussion today, I wouldn't have brought that out, because I've read the Bible 200 times and haven't seen that before. That's why it's important not to get your little tummies upset if there's some disagreement, because in disagreement comes revelation. I would say disagreement is the seed of true revelation. Make sure I didn't forget anything in my notes. And the lights are to separate between light and darkness, between enlightenment and religion. Knowing the secrets of the sun, the moon, the stars, and the planets will free you from religion and give you true spirituality. That's why religion says, oh, astrology's from the devil, numerology's from the devil, tarot's from the devil, because they know if you start studying it like you were supposed to in the beginning, that the secrets of the universe and the secrets of you, the universe, are going to be enlightened and open before your very freaking eyes. I got one more piece to show you, but let's go to the chat room and talk about what we've talked about so far. I got one more piece to show you on this, but let's go to the chat. Hizow. Wow, lots of stuff going on. Whole lot of chatting going on. Whole lot of chatting going on. $13 for a clipboard is highway robbery. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. Did anybody say anything interesting? Did anybody ask a good question? Separated the light from the dark. Yep. To rule the day and the night. We're enlightenment. We just don't know it yet. Humans are not around at nighttime. Wonderful, Jeff. Thank you. The aha moments. Absolutely. Without light, there wouldn't be any darkness. Give us the light to ward off darkness. Bill Donahue. I don't know who Bill Donahue is. Enlightened ones. Send 5D this way. I'm not sure about exactly. Michelle. Bon Scott said, let there be rock. Is Wayne here? Wayne! Boom! Good to see you, brother. Hello, Wayne Steiger. I found your channel by accident. It's not an accident among wolves. There's no accidents. So like Wayne told you this morning, in Genesis 1, 3, and 4, it wasn't talking about the sun and the moon. And even when it was talking about the sun and the moon, it wasn't talking about the sun and the moon. Even though it was showing us that there's something much deeper than the sun and the moon. Gary Baxter, that's awful, but that's funny. He needs lube for this mind coitus. Sometimes you do. Does that tie into as above, so below? Yeah, abso-damn-lutely. So that is what you call good stuff right there. That's what you call a heavy revy, as in a heavy revelation. That's powerful, powerful stuff. Wayne and I did have a gentlemanly discussion. Science, scripture, wow, it's amazing. It's powerful. Wayne is thinking outside the box. There's a deeper esoteric meaning. Absolutely. That's all I drink is distilled water. Now, let me show you this. And this really brings it home. Let's go to, remember I said it was going to be light from Genesis to Revelation? That's your generous. I was generous with the Genesis. So let me lay a little revelation on you. And somebody actually sent me kind of a quasi-nastygram. See, here it is again. Out of disagreement is the seed of disagreement that produces the greatest fruit of revelation. You can quote me on that because I just made it up. Out of the seed of disagreement comes the greatest fruit of revelation. Wayne and I disagreed. Boom, this great revelation. This lady, smart lady, blasted me with something and said, it doesn't matter. You guys are arguing about nothing because it says in the end, the light's not going to matter anyway, because we're not going to need it. Well, watch this. And I appreciate her for sending it, because I don't have an ego to bruise. But watch this. Where am I at? Revelation 21:23. As soon as I find it, I'll bring you on. I know it probably makes you seasick watching me go up and down with these verses. Now watch this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. And you know how they say, don't try this at home? I say, try it at home. Try it at home. That's why I show you all this, because I want you to try it at home. That's why I show you how to study the Bible, so you will study the damn Bible. Okay. Deep breath. Here we go. You ready for this? And this lady, smart lady, sends me this thing. Well, you guys are arguing about this. It doesn't matter, because at the end, when the New Jerusalem comes down, and she didn't say it like this, I just think it's funny. The New Jerusalem comes, the Lord God Almighty, thank you, Jesus, hallelujah, glory to God, and the Lamb, hallelujah, slain from the foundation. We won't need no sun. We won't need no moon, for it's the glory of God's going to shine. The glory of the Lamb's going to shine. We don't need none of that light that y'all was arguing about. Really? Well, I want you to notice that this is the New Jerusalem. The New Jerusalem, which is actually a cube, which is probably the Borg coming home, brother and sister. The New Jerusalem, if you ever see it coming, run. Don't go into it, because it is a false ship. It's a spaceship. It's the aliens. It's Yahweh. It's bad news. The New Jerusalem doesn't want to do nothing to you but enslave you. So if you see a New Jerusalem descending out of heaven, it's a black cube adorned with, I've been through this. You can Google it on my site. This is the New Jerusalem, yo. And it's the New Jerusalem that ain't going to need any sun or any moon, because it's got the Lord God Almighty. You know who that is? Rat bastard. Yalda Baoth. Jehovah. Yahweh. Rat bastard. We got the rat bastard. We don't need no sun. We got the rat bastard. We don't need no moon. So let's go to verse 23 and see exactly what they're talking about. I said, let's go to verse 23 and see what they're talking about. Check this out. Verse 21, or chapter 21, verse 23. Now this city, it don't need the sun or the moon. But if you remember back here in Genesis 1, the Elohim hung out a sun and a moon. So that should be your first clue. The Elohim hung out a sun and a moon in Genesis chapter 1. But in this New Jerusalem, they say, oh, we don't need that sun and the moon anymore. So what the Elohim created, these folks over here with their New Jerusalem, they decide they don't need it no more. Personally, if the Elohim that created all this needed it, and this rat bastard says he doesn't need it, you can choose who you want to go with. I know who I'm picking. But it doesn't need the sun. What's the sun? It doesn't need the sunlight. It doesn't need the sun. It doesn't need the light. And what else doesn't it need? It doesn't need the moon. The bright flame, the moon. It doesn't need the brilliance. Why doesn't it need it? Doesn't need them to shine. Uh-oh, what's this mean, shine? Come on. Oh, really? Are we going to be that slow? Come on now. What is shine? It's trying to keep us in suspense. To shine, to appear, to become visible, to cause light to appear, to shine, to show down, to shed light. Sounds a lot like enlightenment, doesn't it? So these false gods are saying, get that con out of my face. We don't need your sun. We don't need your moon. We don't need your shine. We don't need your enlightenment. Why? Because we got the glory of the rat bastard and of the slain bloody lamb. You see what's happening here, ladies and gentlemen? The Elohim created a light for us of enlightenment. And they gave us sun, moon, stars, planets, constellations to glean even more enlightenment. And when we study the sun, the moon, the stars, the constellations, we find more enlightenment, we find more divinity, we find more sovereignty, we find more freedom. But they don't want us to do that in this new Jerusalem coming down because we got the rat bastard and we should forget about everything else. It shows the clear choice that you have, ladies and gentlemen. It shows the clear dichotomy that you are being offered. Do you want the light of the Elohim, which includes the light from wisdom, from the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets? Or do you just want the light of the rat bastard? It's up to you to choose. Choose well, my friends. Choose well, my friends. Back to the chat room. Back to the chat room. Let there be rock. I drink, that's all I drink is distilled water. It's changed my life. I want to buy a distiller as well. Urine therapy works. Absolutely. It wasn't an accident among wolves. I agree with you. We got Led Zeppelin in the house. My favorite chapter of the whole Bible is Revelation 21. That's none of my business, Monica, but can I just say, dung? Oh, sorry about that. I think most of that's crap, but that's just me. I mean, all I have is 100,000 hours plus of studying it. All I have is a Bible college degree. All I have is 36 years of studying it. What do I know? I'm still learning. That's why Jeff's the best. Even if he disagrees, he will still look at what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. Because I may learn something. Jeff, thanks for teaching me how to really use Bible Hub. You rock. Thanks, Gary. I got mad at Gary for a minute because I saw him dogging me in another channel, but that's okay. See, this is a good instance. Sometimes when I block people, and I had blocked Gary, but I let him come back, and Gary's like, okay, yeah, I'll be cool. Because, you know, we can be cross every now and then. There's other people, you block them, they come back, you got to block them again because they continue. But anyway. Raise your sacred secretion to be enlightened. What? My husband thinks I was crazy, but I bet he listens to what Jeff's have to say. Good, Nessa. Gary Baxter. Stop with the monkey spanking, guys. That's gross. Dyslexic. New Jerusalem is a prison. Thank you, Lyndon. Couldn't have said it better myself. Gary, perfect. New Jerusalem is a golden jail with pearl gates. Absolutely. The black cube of Islam. Absolutely. Whoops. Where are we at? I lost it a second there. It popped on me. See the light, be the light. Absolutely. Revelation is a history book. There you go. Tanhawk group. Perfect. Bam. I love it when people know what they're talking about. They want closed minds, not sentient beings. Yes, they do. This makes Miss Heidi Vandenberg more important. You know what? That's a good point, Gravity. It does make what Heidi does more important. Why do you think I'm including Heidi in the December 10th, What to Do After You're Dead extravaganza? Because she's got super valuable information. Super valuable information. Michelle was saying, get that con out of my face when I said it. Kermit drinking his tea, absolutely. We are the world. We are the children. We're the ones that make a better day. Archon constructs in cubes and rigid shapes. That's where they hide, is in the angles, isn't it? Be careful of anything with a bunch of angles. No, I don't know who that Bobby guy is. I often wonder if all the ancient texts are the same way, both diamond and dung. So absolutely, Kay. Abso-damn-lutely. At what point in Genesis does the rat bastard start taking over? That's a great question. Let me show you. It's really easy. Watch this. Sorry, guys. We're going to divagate for a minute. This is a great question. How do you know when the rat bastard starts taking over in the book of Genesis? Well, it's really simple. Watch this. What you're looking for is capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D. That's the rat bastard. So you're reading through Genesis 1. There's no L-O-R-D. Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere in Genesis 1 do you see a rat bastard. Okay. Well, let's go to Genesis 2. Okay, Genesis 2, we're up here. We don't see any rat bastards. And oh, look, there's a rat bastard. So the rat bastard doesn't rear his ugly, misshapen, empty, arrogant head until Genesis 2:4. When what does he do? He creates mud hut bodies out of the ground and cons Adam and Eve to go into them. So there's no rat bastard until Genesis 1:4. But of course, he is behind the scenes right here because he was the one that made the earth without form and void and made darkness upon the face of the deep. And he's actually here in the beginning too, because he was one of the Elohim that created the heaven and the earth before he rebelled, made it go without form and void. But he's not specifically mentioned himself until Genesis 2:4. And get this, folks, remember this, when he comes in Genesis 2:4, he's already a fallen God. Great question. And if I might say myself, great answer. All righty then. Heidi's intensity gives me faith in her integrity. I like it. Everyone's allowed to be a jerk every now and then without getting kicked out of the band. Yeah, I agree. The luminaries were put there for our enlightenment. They absolutely were yogic vision. That's what the text says. And no offense, but also because many would jump on a plane to look at Heidi. No, Heidi's jumping on a plane to come down here or driving or whatever she's doing. You're bashing me because I said I liked Revelation 21. You didn't even ask me why. Monica, are we cross? Because if we weren't friends, I just don't think I could bear it. Who's bashing you? This is the problem we have in the world today. If someone disagrees with you, they think all of a sudden you're bashing them. I'm sorry that I didn't realize you were such a delicate flower that I couldn't disagree with you. See, that's the thing. Wayne and I were not in perfect disagreement this morning, so we're bashing. Nobody's bashing. You say you like Revelation 21. I say it's dung in a joking way, and I'm bashing? No, I'm not bashing. I'm not bashing anything. Not bashing. There's no true right angles in nature. I agree with that. It is dung. In my vernacular, Monica, dung means not from the Elohim, and diamond means from the Elohim. And Revelation 21 is all dung, except the fact that John showed us that what was coming, so we wouldn't fall for it. It's dung. And I know I should be nicer, and I know I shouldn't be picking on Monica because she's a nice lady, and I don't think I'm picking on her, but if I was smarter, see, Wayne would have never done this. Wayne is smarter than I am. Wayne is more chill than I am. And I'm kind of a jerk. Let's face it. But have you ever heard the story about the frog and the scorpion? This is a good time for the frog and the scorpion story. So there's a big, huge forest fire, right? And the forest fires burned all the way down to the river. There's a river, and there's a big forest fire on this side of the river, no forest fire on that side of the river. Here's a frog, right? And here's a scorpion. The scorpion says, dude, let me just get on your back. And you swim across, I'll jump off, and we're good to go. And the frog says, but bro, you're a scorpion. If I let you on my back, you're going to sting me. The scorpion's like, no, dude. If I stay here, I'm going to die in the fire. If you carry me to the other side, I'll be okay. And there's no way would I sting you, because then we both would die. The frog's like, yeah, that makes sense. Jump on. So the scorpion gets them back to the frog. They're swimming along. About halfway across the river, bam! The scorpion stings him. And the frog's like, bro, what's the matter with you? Now we're both going to die. And the scorpion said, I couldn't help it. It's just my nature. I said all that to say this, it's just my nature to be a jerk every now and then, but I'm a friendly jerk. I'm a happy jerk. It goes both ways. But if you think that I'm bashing you every time I disagree with you, you're probably not going to like it here. Oh, we cross. And if you think that, it's probably, the strain just might be more than your heart's able to bear. I know I'm a jerk, but it's fun. Heidi is brilliant. She is a true gift to astrology. We are more, and we get into an age of Aquarius, things are more humanitarian. Okay, I agree. Heidi's clever naturally. No one does pay as much attention to their chat room. Heidi would tell you that's because I'm a perfectionist and I need to work on it, but that's okay. I did say it was poop because it is poop. If I smell poop, smells like poop, feels like poop, tastes like poop, I'll call it poop. It's just what I am. And yeah, I know I probably shouldn't because you're new, but like I said, it's the scorpion and the frog thing. It's just the way it is. The days of food fights in the high school cafeteria. Heidi's beautiful, both inside and out. Yeah. All caps, disagreement. When I was using my shortwave, I think I'm going to go on shortwave. I know I shouldn't go on shortwave, but I think I'm going to. For some reason, I think I should go on shortwave. My blink says go on shortwave, so I'm going to go on shortwave. Thank you, Lynn. And that's what I say. Dung is dung. But some people don't. Yeah, I know. I just don't think our heart could bear the strain. What is John's real name? Johanan. Good one, Jen. Johanan. I think angels are what Toth meant about angles. Oh, that's right. Angles are angels, probably. That's really good. It's just my nature. I need to be more like Wayne, but it's not going to happen. As tools to check the mark off or list of what to watch for. I didn't think you were that delicate, Monica. Tibetan Book of the Dead. Angles on the cube. I wouldn't trust a dang scorpion. Yeah, let that be a lesson to you. No, I don't think I'm a scorpion, but I'm just talking about being true to your nature. Because I do try to, believe it or not, I do try to calm it down. I do try to water it down, but it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I got to be me. I just got to be me. I don't think I'm a contrarian. But yeah, I'm a harmless little fuzzball, just like they just said. Wayne does have a great mind. But I'd probably follow him with an axe in 10 minutes if I knew him in real life. That's funny. I'm not a Scorpion, and I'm not a Scorpio. I'm a Virgo ascendant in real astrology and a Gemini in Western astrology. I don't eat a Snickers. I don't eat that stuff no more. I like when Jeff reads the Western Book of the Dead. I'm going to do that again. I don't think I've tasted real poop. And I don't think I ever will, knowingly. All right. Wayne is awesome. I'm an 11, yes. Photons travel on angles of light. That's interesting. No, I love you as you are. Thank you. You be Jeff. Don't do Wayne. No, I could never do Wayne. Go on shortwave. I think I will. I'm sending you an email update to share with folks interested in the December 10 collective. Oh, I think Hillary Davis, Hillary with 1L, has put together, I think she's put together like hotels in the area and like stuff like that. If you can't be, I'm not sure what that means. I read the American Book of Dead since he was dying in hospital. Good. I'm Virgo. I think he means Virgo. Toth said if you're in pursuit by evil entities, don't invade them by angles right, only right now. I haven't read Toth yet. Will be some Hillary with 1L says there will be flight and hotel tips. And I will share those on the website. Don't change, Jeff. I wouldn't, even if I could. There's a preacher on shortwave who preaches fire and brimstone. Is that Brother Stare? All righty. We made it to the end of the chat room, and we did it in less than 1 hour. I'm glad Wayne was here. It doesn't look like he's here any longer. That was good stuff. That was interesting stuff. Pardon me. That was profound stuff. I like it. I like it. Say it, don't spray it. Go in diagonal lines. They lack the predictive power to search the distance. Huh. Interesting. So don't run and don't turn right or left. Go whoop, whoop. I like that. I think that's good advice. I think that's really good advice. And I've got the rest of my, this is light. We've already done light. Get rid of that one. But we've got the AI one left to go. And, oh, somebody said we're going to pull out the rods. Sure, why not? Let's pull out the rods. They say run diagonally when an alligator's chasing you. I've been chased by an alligator. Of course, I'm in Florida. Is Sophia the true light? Is Sophia the true light? Yes, Sophia is the true light. And if you're in the UK and you want to buy rods, you can now. You just have to add $15 to the price. So they're $50 even for rods to go to the UK because it's $15 to send them to the UK. Thanks to Trisha G, I now know that. Abby Hayes wants to know if she's supposed to live in Florida. Is Abby Hayes supposed to live in Florida? Yes. Ask the rods if what I'm investing in is the right path. I hate to do that because I don't want to get blamed. Is the path that Steve's investing in the right path? Yes. Show me no. Okay, just want to make sure they're still working. Live chat rolling, but my video is pinwheeling. The Christ was the male light, bro. No, we're not talking about Sophia. We're talking about the goddess Sophia. Dave Bills, am I supposed to leave Florida? Yeah, but not right now. Is Jeff going to the Georgia Guidestones? Yes. Jeff, I appreciate your teaching, a real mind opener. Thank you. Is the Lord's deception going to be revealed? It is being revealed, yes. Was Cape bad on Mars? No. Ow. Will Among Wolves online business be successful? Yeah, but it'll take a minute. Peas out, says Hillary. That's funny. I will not pee on the Georgia Guidestones. Is there a dark light? Yes, that's interesting. Will the Earth experience 15 days of darkness soon? No. Is Nancy from Jupiter? No. I don't think Sophia is, but let's see. Is Sophia using Mandela effect to get our attention? Yes. I can agree with that. Should Deborah visit Stonehenge? Why not? Is there antimatter? They say no. That's interesting. Should Proud Beauty pursue her crochet business? Yeah. You mean like Rex's Aussie Pete on the Alamo? Oh, that's not cool. Is there a Nibiru or dark star disrupting our solar system? No. Is Among Wolves' husband's spirit still around her? No. Is Trisha in here? Trisha G, there she is. We had a brilliant show today. Will Trisha find love in 2018? Yes. Is Abby Hayes to live in Florida all year instead of just the winter? Not right now. Not right now. Will Trisha G find love in 2018? Yes. Interesting. Okay, I'll ask the question. Will you get the job at McCann as an artist? Yes, Trisha says about time. Craig, are you serious? Is there a particle accelerator under Disneyland? No. Is Wi-Fi affecting our brains negatively? No. Should Sue pursue the pendulum? Whoa, that's a hard no. I mean, that thing was like, that was like a hard no. That was weird. Should Sue pursue the pendulum? No, hard no. That is really, really interesting. I wonder what that's all about. It's like hell no. Not only no, but hell no. I'll ask it again. Is Wi-Fi affecting our brains negatively? It says no. I would say no all day long on this. Is Disneyland better than Disney World? No way, bro. Disney World's so much. It's huge, huge. Has the house spirit increased activity? No. Ouch. Jen says, do the rods jive with me? Not particularly, Jen. Do the rods jive with Jen? There goes 36 bucks. You can gift them. Would pendulums jive more with Jen? Yes, that's interesting. That's interesting, Jen. Oh, Jeff, if you only knew what you taught me to do. I'm not sure I want to take advantage. I take credit for that. Does a scar affect your rating of your lifeline? Does a scar affect the rating of your lifeline? That's a hard no. Slap hard no, too. Is Disney's head in cryo freeze? No. Am I good staying with my pendulum? It says no. Is Proud Beauty good staying with the pendulum? Does Disney run North Korea? No. I'll ask it. Is this method of predicting the future pure? Yes. I don't know what you're talking about, but Wendy Howell, will my rods work? Will Wendy Howell's rods work? Looks like probably not. Play your rods, your sexy time, your sex playlist, Jen. That's hilarious. Are all the Wi-Fi stories to get people off the net? Wow, Iowa X. It says yes. That's interesting. I don't know. Was Disney a high-ranking Mason? I can agree with that. My heart's beat out of my chest. All right, that's it. That was good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. That was good stuff, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. And we do have children of all ages watching, so I need to remember that. Swift Data is asking like me, will I get a girlfriend in the next 10 years? That's hilarious. I don't know much about the Kundalini Proud Beauty, and for some reason I don't have much interest in it. Not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying for some reason it doesn't resonate with me. I'm buying a crystal ball tomorrow. Yeah, I like that new chair. It's pretty spiffy. Look at that new chair right there. Woo, thank you. You guys made this possible. Now I can sit here for hours and my butt doesn't go to sleep. Oh, nice. I like to scry, and I think it'll just add it'll add another dimension to my stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you being here. This was pretty awesome. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I do feel like Captain Kirk now. I really do. Shields up. Fire photon torpedoes. Fire at will. That's what I like. Oh, Rooney, he knows better. He knows better. Thank you, Monica. All right, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Candle magic. I like candle magic. Please reconsider what? Proud beauty. What am I supposed to reconsider? I don't know what I'm supposed to reconsider. I don't like that, Dave Coy. Why do you have to say stuff like that? For some reason, I hate that word. I don't know the answer to that, Jen. Oh, looking into Kundalini. Yeah, it just doesn't rock with me right now. Somebody asked me about Sitchin. I mean, I think Sitchin has some good stuff, but I don't think he's all good stuff. Ooh, that crystal ball from the 1800s would be super slick. I'm thinking that I will probably go to the Georgia Guidestones maybe Wednesday. I'll keep you posted because I know a couple of you said you're up there and you'd like to meet up. That'd be cool. We could go to Starbeezy, or some of you may know it as Starbeezow. We could do that. That'd be fun because I'll probably go up there, spend the day at the Georgia Guidestones, crash in a trashy hotel, and then go to Nashville to see my buddy, or go to North Carolina to see my daughter, and then come back. That's the plan. Bed bugs. Somebody stole the license plate off the motorhome, so I can't roll that thing. I hope they didn't take any blocks out. Okay, guys, I'm kind of sad, but I got to go. I appreciate all of you that are here. We are here to help you guide your own spirit, master your own ascension. We're here to help you be your own guru. And I encourage you to stay fearless, my friends, and to unindoctrinate yourselves.